Dana Barros always got the basketball in his hands, man. Always got the basketball with him. What's the vibes?
It's always Gucci, man. I'm ready to let that thing go, man. Ready to let it go, baby.
For sure,
Always.
for sure. The people know that. The people know that too. All right, way back, I don't know, it's probably like the middle of the season. You had the Lakers as your sleeper. Now, with that said, if the Lakers can win the championship, would you consider LeBron James being the GOAT?
Nah. I don't think he can do anything to overtake it. It's just the stat. I mean, he could be the greatest player in terms of longevity, and I think he's top three. But I just think it's cemented already. Like I just don't think in any other sport, right? We crown someone who has a losing record as the greatest. I just don't. You know what I mean? In basketball, we grade everything in championships, right? They clown Charles Barkley every day on TNT about not having a championship. That's how we grade people. So I think going 4-6, I don't think there's any other genre in the world that we let someone with a losing record be called the greatest. So I just think his championship record, it hurts him. It just hurts him no matter how you look at it. Even if he wins one, it's still 5-6.
What do you say to those people that would say all those years that Jordan didn't even make it to the finals?
I mean, it's just like LeBron had his struggles with Boston early.
Yeah.
He had to get over the hump. He went to Miami to get over the hump. You know what I mean? So I just think when you're playing against one of the greatest teams ever, and then you go to another team's one of the greatest teams ever in the Pistons, you go from the Celtics winning 3 championships, then you got to beat the Pistons who won back-to-back championships in that era. I just think, just like Michael Jordan knocked a lot of people out of championship runs, he got knocked out of championship runs by great teams. Pat Ewing never won one because Jordan was there. Reggie Miller never won one because Jordan kept knocking them out. So look, and again, taking nothing away from LeBron, I think he's top 2, top 3. But I just think, man, 6-0 just can't catch up to that. You can't catch up to that, and the eye test as well.
So I think you had him as a sleeper, but do you still feel like they could win with like injuries to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves just coming back? It seems kind of tough, right?
Hell no.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
With them healthy, there'd be a chance though. But
I think it would be a good series. I think with Luka, I think when you have a guy like Luka and a great player like LeBron as your third option or second or third option, hell yeah, you got a chance. When you got Luka, AR, and then you got LeBron. But I just think, man, it's just, and I think anything could happen in sports. Sports is the craziest shit you ever want to see. But I just think that's asking for too much. And if he does do some shit like that, if they do win the championship and he does plays unbelievable, I'll move him up to maybe 2. An automatic 2. I'll put him, you know what I mean? I'll give him that, but I just don't think he can catch up at this point, man. I just think he's too far behind.
How was it for you watching your 2 former teams in the playoffs? I mean, it went Game 7. That was a crazy series, bro.
I'm depressed, man. I can't believe we lost to the Sixers, man. They're a play-in team. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. That's my squad, but damn, bro, like we gotta do better. I think we should have beat them even with Tatum being hurt and coming back and being at 80-85%. We're up 3-1. We lost 3 games at the crib, bro. Like that has never happened in the series in Boston history. And that's just not something that we can just sweep under the rug. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. And it's a terrible, terrible way to end the season for me.
What are your thoughts on Jaylen Brown hitting the stream and talking about Embiid's flopping?
I don't like that. Like when you lose, just suck it up. Take your lumps. I don't like when coaches do it. I don't like when players do it, make excuses. Again, we up 3-1. Should have never came to no flops. He didn't come back to what, game 3 or 4 anyway. The series changed when he came back, bro. When he came back, the whole shit changed,
bro. And he's like 70% of himself too.
Right,
He don't even move the same, but he's just so skillful and so big. It's crazy.
Tough cover, man. Just you put a little guy on him, he can shoot the 18 to 3-point jump shot.
The fluidity is like guard fluidity at his size.
Yeah, he can handle. He can take you off the dribble. He can pump fake, jab step you. I mean, people forget he was a effing problem. He averaged 30-something points before he got hurt 2 years ago, and he was the MVP. You know, it was him and Jokic in terms of who was better. So I don't take nothing away from Embiid. He's a hell of a player, and his injuries have just like a Grant Hill, just like a T-Mac, just like a Penny Hardaway, his injuries have destroyed his legacy to some extent, you know?
Yeah, watching VJ Edgecombe play more now, who does he remind you of?
Ooh, he's tough as shit, too. Like, damn. He reminds me of, like, a real young D Wade. Like, just
Really?
not, I don't think he's an explosive scorer yet, like D Wade was, but his athleticism, his defense, man, when I see him go to the rack, he's fast as hell. You know, I think he has the potential to be similar to D Wade, man. You know, just because of his athleticism, and to me, he's too laid back. He needs to be more aggressive when he's playing. You know,
I guess, I mean, what do you think that is? The age, playing with Maxey and Embiid,
I
right?
think
Like,
when Paul George came back, he kind of took a back seat. You
Paul
know,
George looks good, right? By the
yeah,
way.
and he's shooting extremely well. And he looks good, especially for missing 25 games. But I think when Paul George came back and then B started coming in and out, he just kind of took a back seat because of him being a young guy. But shit, man, he's tough, man. If I'm him, next year I'm coming in like, all right, it's time for me to establish myself in this league.
And he's showing like some shooting chops. Like he was knocking them down versus Celtics in Game 7.
That was a knock on him, man. Again, we were
Yeah.
kind of giving him the shot, saying, all right, if we got to give up a shot, we're going to give it to him. But damn, and at crunch time too, he hit some big shots, man. And I gotta give him credit. But damn, it's just that Embiid, man. That shit was it was hard to watch, man. He was putting like Vujacic in the basket, like he was just like, it was ugly to watch, man.
Yeah, the battle was fun with him and Jalen, though. Like they were getting after it. Jalen got
Yeah,
hurt, though.
definitely,
Yeah, Jalen got
definitely.
hurt, man.
Jalen's coming to his own. He's feeling himself. I love that. I love that
Yeah,
about him.
he's saying this is his favorite season, and I don't blame him. Like, we all played basketball, and I think as basketball players, we've all been, if you play long enough, you've been a star player, you've been a bench player, and then you've been a role player at some point. And it's just so much more fun to be the star, man. It's just so much more fun.
Definitely. And they're trying to take it out of context, like he's taking a shot at Jason Tatum and all that.
Nah.
He's just be keeping it 1,000, right? Like, yo, I got to shoot what the fuck I wanted to. I got to handle the rock and do my shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think I just think he's being honest, and that's who he
yeah.
is. He doesn't sugarcoat. He doesn't make up bullshit. He'll say whatever's on his mind. I think he feels that he's getting to the point now in his career he can do that and not feel like he's saying something that he shouldn't say.
I'm sure you felt that from Seattle to the Sixers, right? Like, this is just so much more fun.
Oh hell yeah! We won 50 something 60 games in Seattle. I was sitting my ass on the bench behind Gary Payton cheering, like, all right, yeah, we went to the Western Conference Finals, and I was happy to do that. Losing in Game 7 to Barkley. When I got that rock and John Lucas said, it's your ball, it was nothing like it, bro. And he just said, do what you do. I need 25, 8, and I need some steals, and I need this and that. And then that was like, wow, this is what I always wanted at the park. Playing against that ghost every day by myself. This is what I wanted.
Yeah, I feel like Seattle was holding you back. But actually, Draymond Green said that Steve Kerr held him back and he didn't reach his full potential because of Steve Kerr. What are your thoughts?
Wow, that's crazy talk to me. Like, I mean, I'm respectfully to Dre, because to me, I felt like he should have been taking 10 more shots a game. Like they were leaving him wide open. Like nobody was holding you back, in my opinion. Because when Clay was on his shit and Steph was on his shit, and they had Stevenson and they had Iguodala, he was the guy that they were leaving open. So he could have taken 10 more shots a game if he wanted to, in my opinion. He could have been more aggressive. So I need to see the context of what he's saying that in. But bro, you was the one they was leaving open. You could have took them shots and did more yourself, in my opinion.
Yeah, context is important. I think he was also saying they didn't run plays for him.
Still don't get it. Like even when they run a play for Steph, he's open. Like if
Yeah,
the play for Clay, he's open. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's just
with Steph's gravity, you're going to have, open looks.
yeah, he's like a magnet. So to me, like yeah, you didn't call plays for him, but I mean, to me, like your scoring to me was the thing that hurt the team. I think they could have won another championship or two if he averaged 17 instead of 11.
Well, would it also be fair to say they might have 0 championships without him?
Yeah, I think his role was that so much of that. He's the one who him and Steph had a great
Synergy,
1-2.
great synergy.
Yeah,
Synergy, yeah.
he knew when he was cutting back cutting. He knew
Yeah.
where to drop the ball in the he knew when Steph sets the back pick. It just seemed like they had a great synergy. So I don't think they could have won as many with him. But I think him saying that they held him back is kind of it's the oxymoron because to me you held yourself back. I just felt like you could have done more, and I think Steph and Clay would have wanted him to do more because they would have got more shots. If he knocked down 3-4 more threes a game, maybe they wouldn't get double teamed as much.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see how Steph's career would have. I mean, you're very high on Steph, but I mean, Draymond cleaned up everything for him defensively, or a lot defensively. Clay was a great defender, and then also Draymond could play point guard and allow Steph to play off the ball. Like, he was a big reason for Steph's success. Is that fair?
Definitely, I say 100% in that. And Steph,
Yeah,
I think Steph knows that. I think Steph I would agree with that as well. But if you take him out of that situation and you put him on another team,
that's interesting.
then I think he's more of a liability. You know what I mean?
Right, like how Michael Porter Jr. went to the Nets and was like dominant. Michael Porter Jr. is nice. I don't know if Draymond could go to the Nets and average 25, right?
Right, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he was in the right situation for him to flourish the way he did, for him to make all those defensive player of the year, be in that conversation every year is because he didn't have to do anything offensively really, other than to kind of set up those guys.
Yeah. Me and you have always praised James Harden, former scoring champ, former assist champ, former MVP. But here's my thing about James, Dana. I feel like whether he's playing in Rico Hines, whether he's playing preseason, whether he's playing regular season, whether he's playing postseason, it's the same sense of urgency. It just seems like I'm going to play like how James Harden plays. Like, I don't see the sense of urgency in the playoffs. Do you see that as well?
Yeah, no, I don't definitely. I think he's been a hell of a player. I wouldn't want to play with him though because I
Oh,
think
really? Why not? Why
he
not?
dribbles too much. Like I don't want you passing me the ball with 5 seconds on the clock. You know what I mean? Like that's not how I'm going to be successful. Like I think he's amazing offensive player, but it's like Luka to me. Like I think Luka is probably one of the best scorers in the game today. But for him to take the ball and dribble it 75 times, I just don't feel comfortable with that as a shooter. When I couldn't play with James Harden, I would be like, bro, you got to throw it to me. If I don't have a shot, what am I going to do with the ball? You're giving it to me with 4 seconds on the clock. So I think that's where he hurt himself. And like you said, emotionally, I don't see anything good or bad in him. He could have 18 turnovers and he's the same shit. He's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't see him diving on the floor ever. I don't see him, like really, really emotionally trying to carry the team,
Is there a way to explain that, or that's just him? Like, what are you seeing there when you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I played with players like that, like who were like I played with a guy named Derek McKee who played in Indiana with Reggie Miller. He was just emotionless. Like you couldn't. He could have 15. He could have 15 assists and 25 points, and he would be the same emotionless player. You know what I mean? And he was a hell of an all around player. He just wouldn't give you the emotion. But Harden, to me, like this is pretty much it for him in terms of his career, trying to win a chip. Because Donovan Mitchell, they haven't given him an extension, and he's I think a free agent coming up at the end of next year. And if you don't do something with him this summer, he's gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
So now you got Harden in his last 2 or 3 years. To me, I need to see more urgency, man. Like you said, he's emotionless. He doesn't have enough energy on the court. Like I don't see him speeding up at certain times or slowing.
Yeah.
He just goes the same pace.
He never has like the sense of urgency. Like even when I play today, like I'm not a basketball player anymore, but even when it's point game, I'm gonna play a little bit harder than when like the game starts. It's like that's just basketball.
It's weird, man. It's weird. I can't. I don't like to speak how players think emotionally and mentally.
Right. You can't speak for them, right?
I don't understand it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. What else is interesting? Like when you played in the NBA, and I want to talk about KD a little bit. The journeyman was usually the fringe player. Now the journeyman is the superstar. Like we see with James, we see with KD, we see with Kyrie. Even LeBron has played everywhere. It's like it's flipped.
Yeah, because of that championship, man. Like the legitimacy that they feel they want when they retire, they need championships because they know that everyone outside of that bubble, outside of that court, of that rectangle, is going to say, "Yeah, but how many championships did you win?" They're trying to they feel in their heart that they're legitimate, and we, basketball people who know basketball know how legitimate they are, but they're seeking that legitimacy from the outside people. You know what I mean? And that to me is what your legacy is going to be made of. I think they see in terms of at the end of everything.
Well, yeah, but like that is true. But then Katie wins too, and then those same people don't really give him the same kind of credit for it. They call it the weakest move in NBA history. So what they were trying to accomplish, even if they do accomplish the championship, isn't really what they were trying to accomplish.
And that's why he's still moving around because he wants to win one without that. See, he wants the
Ah,
legitimacy of, oh, I got to win one without Steph. Just like Shaq said, I got to win one without Kobe. Kobe said, I got to win one without Shaq. Like it's like LeBron won one. He left Miami. He won one in LA. You know what I mean? And he went back and won one in Cleveland. So it's just KD is chasing that legitimacy of, oh, I need to be the guy unequivocally without Steph, and Clay being there. Now I got to go win one without them. Shit, I thought I had it all set. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think that's what he's chasing. He's chasing that I got to win one with me being totally the man. And he's not able to do that. His stats don't translate to W's like a LeBron does. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. He could average 35 in Phoenix and I say New Jersey and Brooklyn. It just doesn't correlate to wins in the playoffs.
So
Just
what do you?
weird.
Yeah, like let's say you were advising Katie, what would be his best route to getting a legit chip now? Like where could he go?
He would have to be where he wouldn't be the number one guy. You know what I mean? Like he has
Yeah.
to do what LeBron is doing at this point. Now I give LeBron, I salute him because he gives a rock up and he goes to the corner. You know what I mean? And he waits, and it's hard waiting when Luka's dribbling that shit. Austin Reeves and him have to wait and figure out what Luka's gonna do, or is Luka gonna come down and say, "Okay, you go this time." If not, you got to go over there and be that Robin, man. And I think he's going to have to do that. I don't think he's at this age he can carry a team to it. And I don't think Houston was the spot for him anyway. Like they don't have enough shooting around him. They don't have another. Sengun is so up and down. Like it's just like I didn't see that happening in Houston. I thought Lakers would beat him even if he played.
Yeah, we're both dads, right? How did it feel for you to see like LeBron in a playoff game in like meaningful minutes, like throw that oop to Bronny? I thought that was so cool. That was even cooler to me than like the first time they played because it wasn't like a real moment. Like this was a real moment of them really hooping together. I thought it was crazy.
That was gangster, man. That
Yeah.
was gangster. Like, you can't ever recreate that. There's no moment on the court that will ever be as special as that, other than maybe winning the championship. But to be on the court with your son in meaningful times and to throw a lob, like I watched Ken Griffey and his dad play the game when I was in Seattle. You know what I mean? And that was dope to see. And even though I thought LeBron got his son on the team, it still doesn't matter. At that point, he's on the team, and to see that shit, that was kind of dope. That was dope.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, Larry Bird or Steph Curry?
Ooh, man. I'm gonna say Steph Curry by a hair, man.
How
Like
so?
I just think, I mean, Larry was special to me, like one of the greatest non-athletic players you ever see in your life. He was like Tom Brady, the slowest person you ever seen. His 12-inch vertical was like some trash, but he was 28, 8 and 8 or whatever. So, but Steph Curry to me, man, he changed the game to a way where my team is still trying to play like they did 5 or 6, 7, 8 years ago. We're still trying to play like the Warriors did when they won those 3 chips. You know what I mean? Um, and I just think, damn, damn.
Yeah, how about
It's
the
close, man. It's close.
but like how about the passing and the rebounding and just Larry as an all around player? Like he even made a few all defensive all teams. Like he made a few defensive teams.
Yeah, maybe I'm being biased by
The
people
time.
always
Yeah, the
by
moment.
people always saying I picked the old guy. you know, you
But
know.
but now you're being biased towards player types because like you
Yeah,
were kind
yeah.
of like
So
you were a 3-point shooter before like volume high
yeah,
percentage. Yeah.
I mean, I think Larry Bird's a better all around player. I would say that. You know what I mean? He's definitely a better all around player. Man, I just think Steph's the greatest ever. So maybe I'm biased because of the shooting. But Larry Bird is not. I don't think he has to take a total backseat to anyone, man. I just think
Yeah.
he's that effing good that he's just not recognized that anymore. You know.
Kevin Durant or Larry Bird?
I'm going Larry Bird. Larry Bird, like his numbers correlated to wins, like I just said. You know what I mean? And he capitulated to other players. He averaged 8 or 9 assists, and I just think the way he plays correlates to winning. I think a little more. You know?
Yeah, and also he got 3 titles. KD got 2, and I would say Larry Bird's titles were even more valuable. Those titles that he
Yeah, I
didn't
mean
win.
they beat the Lakers, 3 times, and lost to the Lakers 3 or 4 times. So he could have had a lot more, but he played against great competition. Then they ended up losing to the Bulls and the Pistons. So his championships were and his playoffs were against great teams, man, like great all time great teams.
Yeah, you were in the league when Michael Jordan took his baseball hiatus and Scottie Pippen was playing at an MVP level. Do you feel there's a world Scottie could have won one as the 1A player in a different situation?
No, I just think because offensively, I just think he wasn't like at the end of the game. Like I don't know if Scotty could just take the ball and score 16 straight points for you in the finals. You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, when you're trying to win championships, you need that guy. You need that guy who you can give the ball to and say, bro, just the shit ain't nothing else is working. I need 20 this quarter, and I'm not sure if he could do that. So I think he's the best one A, 1B, one of those best.
Best Robin. Best
But
Robin.
yeah, I think he's one of the best Robins ever. But to me, he didn't have that it. That's why Phil Jackson didn't call the shot for him at the end of the game. You know what I mean?
And then he cried and Tony Kukoc knocked it down, man.
Yeah, so I just think, I had a problem with Scotty like doing that and then having the headache in game 7. Like, so to me, that's in the back of my mind when I talk about Scotty, as great as he was. Having the headache in game 7, not playing that game 7, like to me, I just can't get over that, when they played Detroit.
Yeah, I do remember that. He also had the headache in the game too, though, right? Like he was
The
out of
game
it.
6, I think game 6, he missed like half the game. And then game 7, I'm watching the warm-ups and they said he wasn't playing. And that messed, like to me, I was like, bro, you got to be kidding me. Like I could
Right.
see if you tore your ACL or some shit, but a headache, like you could when you're running, like you can block that shit out. Like I don't know, something gotta be done. Like
Yeah.
ain't no Advil and shit. Like I know I played back in the day, but we had Advil back then,
If,
bro.
if you were looking at him like that, what do you think Michael was thinking?
Yeah, I know. Like Michael Pittman's like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I in the Twilight? Is this shit the Twilight Zone? Like, yeah, I don't think that went over well with the whole squad, not let alone Mike.
Oh man! All right, let's end it here. Who wins the title this year? What's your updated prediction? We see the teams that are left.
I still say OKC and the Knicks in the finals, man.
Oh, you think Knicks have a chance in that matchup?
Yeah, I think they have a chance. You know what I mean? I think they have a chance if OKC doesn't shoot extremely well. I think they have a chance. But I just don't. I just think the Knicks. It's the Knicks' time. They have the matchups are right for them, and I don't think San Antonio. I think their shooting too hurts them. Like they don't have a. Oh, Wemby went 0 for 8 from the 3. And Champagne Pongne, whatever his name. I
Yeah,
mean, he's their best shooter.
Champagne.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I just don't see if they don't make threes how they can get it done. So, but yeah, the Knicks got a chance, man. I think the finals or they don't make the finals. I think Dolan might make some changes. I think they're gonna go after Giannis at that point. I think it's
Definitely.
do or die for them at this point.
I kind of like LeBron to the Knicks, bro.
I think he's going to Cleveland or the Knicks. I think he'll go back to Cleveland or the Knicks. I think he always wanted to play in New York, but was scared to go there before going back to winning one in Cleveland.
Yeah, Brunson is a perfect fit with LeBron, I feel like he could be the Kyrie to LeBron. I don't think Brunson is as good or skillful as Kyrie, but I think like that could be an interesting matchup. Like kind of like Draymond Steph, right? LeBron, Kyrie, like having that point forward next to your scoring smaller guard. I like that.
Yeah, to go back to the Mecca, man, and play at the Mecca for the last year of your career and get all the accolades.
Imagine you won a chip there. Go crazy, bro.
That would be great. Now, if he wins the chip there, you'll have way more people saying he's the GOAT. You know,
But you wouldn't say he's the GOAT.
Nah, never that, never that. Never that.
Dana, thanks for taking the time, bro. Don't hang up just yet when I turn this off, but appreciate your time always. This is so much fun as usual.
Always, dog. Always, you my guy, man. I thought we was gonna be able to link up in New York for the series, but it did. You know, my guys didn't handle their business, man.
Yeah,
Salute to NY, man.
yeah. Maybe next year. Maybe next
All
year.
right, no doubt. One.